The pagan system of sun worship has three main aspects: the Father, Mother, and the Son, and this is where the concept of the Trinity comes from. In ancient Chaldean times, these were the gods Bel or Merodach, Ninus the sun, who was also worshipped as Tammuz, and the female goddess Rhea, who was also worshipped as Ishtar, Astarte, and Beltis. She was also referred to as the Queen of Heaven and the Wrath Subduer. Mother and child worship was the basis of the ancient religions. In the various religions of the world, the same system of worship was perpetuated under different names. In Egypt, the mother and child were worshipped as Isis and Osiris or Horus. In India as Isi or Iswara. In China and Japan as the mother goddess Xingmu and the child. In Greece as Ceres or Irene and Plutos. In Rome as Fortuna and Jupiter, or Venus and Adurnus. The mother and child were worshipped in Babylon as Ishtar and Tammuz, and in Phoenicia as Ashtoreth and Bel. Moreover, the child was worshipped as both husband and the son of the mother goddess. Many factions engage in sun worship, from the dark and secret occults, Luciferians, the Roman Catholics, the Satanists. It all traces back to Bel worship. It all traces back to Nimrod and his mother/wife Semiramis or Ishtar. The system of worship has its origin in the legend of Nimrod and his wife Semiramis. Nimrod, the great-grandson of Noah, peace be upon him, rebelled against God like his father Cush. Eventually, Nimrod was put to death for his evil deeds, and according to the ancient patriarchal system, parts of his body were sent to various cities as a warning. His wife Semiramis fled, but spread the rumor that he had ascended to heaven, where he had become one with the sun. When Semiramis later gave birth to a son, she claimed that it was the reincarnation of her deified husband, and that he had returned to save the human race. She also falsely declared that she was sent to the earth from the moon in an egg, and her son Tammuz's favorite animal just happened to be a rabbit. This is why Easter, which was named after her name Ishtar, that actually sounds more like Easter, began with the Easter bunny delivering the eggs. Easter has nothing to do with Christianity or Jesus. Semiramis was later deified as the mother of the sun god, and it was assumed and propagated by the evil scholars and priests of that time that she had ascended into heaven as the Queen of Heaven, and was also called the Wrath Subduer. Oddly enough, Mary, the mother of Jesus, peace be upon her, has also been given these names in Roman Catholicism. There are many other symbols of sun worship found in Roman Catholicism today, and they include the solar wheel dating back to the time of the Chaldeans. It is found on virtually all cathedrals today. The square of St. Peter's Basilica in Rome consists of the largest solar wheel in the world. The square is circular and the wheel has 8 spokes. In St. Peter's Square, there is a wheel within a wheel, which is a counterfeit of the mobile throne of God, as described by the prophet Ezekiel. In the center of the square is an obelisk, a phallic symbol dedicated to the worship of the sun. The Vatican is built on the hill where the temple of Janus, the sun god, stood. Alongside St. John's Lateran, which is the church where the Pope is crowned and where he speaks infallibly, they say, you will find the obelisk of Thutmoses III, which was dedicated to Reharakati, the sun god. Many other symbols of sun worship are used in Catholicism, such as halos, pagan crosses, lightning bolts, hand signals from sun worship cults, tridents, the fleur de lis, and the Eye of Horus. Coptic shells, which in paganism served as a symbol of the cosmos, were also used, along with astrological signs. Globes serve as symbols of the rulership of the universe, and pagan gods carried the globe. The largest globe in the world is on top of St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. The Catholic Church also uses sacred heart symbols, sacred animal symbols, and fertility symbols such as pine cones. Pagan deities wore the pine cone on their crosier just as the popes do today. It is well known that the sun-worshipping Luciferian circles worship Lucifer, which to them translates to the light bearer or the dawning flame, but it is outright Satan worship. The Roman Catholic Church is continuing that tradition today. Perhaps one of Lucifer's greatest advocates, and one of the more shocking proofs of this form of Luciferian worship, is a prayer that has been made during large Catholic masses in Rome. Flammas eius, Lucifer matutinus inveniat. Ille, in quam Lucifer, qui nescito casum, Christus filius tuus, qui regressus ab inferis, humano generis serenus iluxit, et tecum vivit et regnat in saecula saeculorum. The Roman Catholic Church is not Christian. They are not followers of Jesus. They are nothing more than sun worshippers, an ancient practice across the globe. It has been maintained in the traditions of Roman Catholicism. They are an extension of Roman paganism. They are worshippers and servants of Satan, and as this series progresses, you will see that clearly. And to all those Roman Catholics who profess their belief in God and that they follow the true teachings of Jesus, we leave you with this. So watch yourselves carefully, since you did not see any form on the day the Lord spoke to you at Horeb from the midst of the fire, so that you do not act corruptly and make a graven image for yourselves in the form of any figure, the likeness of male or female, the likeness of any animal that is on the earth, the likeness of any winged bird that flies in the sky, the likeness of anything that creeps on the ground, the likeness of any fish that is in the water below the earth. And beware not to lift up your eyes to heaven and see the sun and the moon and the stars, all the host of heaven, and be drawn away and worship them and serve them, those which the Lord your God has allotted to all the peoples under the whole heaven. But the Lord has taken you and brought you out of the iron furnace from Egypt, to be a people for his own possession, as today.